Hello, every pony. It's me, d.max. Welcome back to another episode of Clear as Mud. This is episode 3 of our little retrospective on Grade A Under A. If you have missed the first 2 parts of this, then please click up in the top right-hand corner of the screen, and you'll see a little card that'll take you to those. So without further ado, enjoy the episode. Yeah, so this, he goes on. This is actually a very good video. It's very interesting. Yeah. It's his, it's basically, it's so weird, right? Because a lot of what Grade A Under A covers in his videos and says in these kind of video essay formats, a lot of them are things that we're kind of now, like, it's all very well-known stuff, right? Like, we had saw, like, a little thumbnail of, like, you know, of PewDiePie fans, and then he showed, like, a picture of a child, right? Yeah. You know, it's, like, all those types of things. It's, like, things that later on YouTubers would double down on were all things that Grade A Under A actually first kind of said. And it was because he was just a loudmouth asshole. You know, that's what he was. Okay, so this is the big one. This is Grade A Under A versus Keemstar Part 1.
And here's the title of the video is Keemstar, the PDF file.
Yeah. So interesting, right?
So I'm glad I'm not editing this one, because this one is going to require some editing.
That's fine. I will do that. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I know you are. I know you are. So here we go.
I got it. I chose this. I'm dying on this cross. All right,
all right, let's go.
I'm not staying up for you, though. Okay.
My YouTube channel is basically us pulling, you know, innocent pranks.
I'm white. I run this world. You're black. You're my.
You f***ing
just joking around for a good laugh.
This dude is so embarrassed that he's black because he knows he's a second-class citizen.
Stupid fucking.
Big L, rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Keemstar is a f***ing tumor on this website, mate. And his channel is cancer. Drama Alert is f***ing cancer, man. Plenty of people have tried to make him go away, right? But he's still here. The cancer won't go away. But don't you worry, mate. Because I, Dr. Grade A Under A, am an oncologist. And do you know how to get rid of cancer? With some chemotherapy. You feel me? Seriously though, right? Keem's just been getting worse and worse, especially recently. A lot of what he's done is privacy intruding, literally life ruining, and YouTube just doesn't feel like the friendly community that it used to be. Well, that needs to stop, man. Right? Keem needs to go. And to do so involves you guys. So we all need to band together one last time and make YouTube great again by getting rid of Keemstar once and for f***ing all. But great! How are we gonna do that? Listen, getting rid of Drama Alert is like the holy grail of YouTube or some shit. Everyone's been trying to figure out how to do it. Well, I've devised a cunning plan. I've got a plan to take down Keemstar. And my god, is it perfect. You might as well just call this plan Operation Karuchi Tran, because it's goddamn flawless. So listen, if you just sit tight, right, just keep watching and I'll tell you how to do it. For those of you who don't know, Drama Alert is a news channel here on YouTube which reports drama and gossip. It's basically the TMZ of YouTube, so you know it's and not only that, right, but it's run by a newscaster who can't f***ing read.
Bro, you're making it sound like you survived Auschwitz.
It was so, man, I miss Drama Alert so much because it was that type of stuff where I'm like, man, I just missed that. What a wonderful time that was. It's gonna be a lot of editing here, but you know.
Oh my!
What are these sounds you're making here, Peepaw? What is this?
I can't believe the ableism that I'm hearing from Grade A because the man has dyslexia.
I know, right? Can't do that.
I cannot believe he's attacking this poor, you know,
illiterate man. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god! I just looked up and saw whose tweet that was.
Bashaverse. I've heard of that name too. I have no idea who he is either.
Rest in peace.
Did he die?
He passed away.
For real? Like not like Bo Blacks.
No,
like,
no.
He passed away from COVID.
Oh wow!
Like I think it was like last year or the first of this year. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That guy had a sordid past, man.
That man.
That's another wild ride.
That man's life was completely, totally ruined. And that girl there, the Clara Baby Legs.
She did it. She ruined it.
Yeah, she was a part of it. Yes, that was his.
Man.
That was his girlfriend. And anyway, that's a story. That's a story for another time because it is a long, sordid one. So.
Yeah. Oh goodness! All right.
Yeah. Lots of these. Yeah. Lots of those with this.
Assume the fruit roll-up is to wrap around your dick to get rid of the vagina flavor, huh? Ashley responded by saying, laughing out loud, touchy, sir. Maybe
touchy, sir.
I love it. Man.
And here's the thing.
Rewind it real quick. I want to listen to that one more time.
Sure.
Touchy.
Which one?
Touchy,
You want the touchy or the?
Yeah, just go for it.
Touchy.
You know, and here's the thing, right? It hasn't changed.
No. I said ad hominem on the phone with Keemstar, and he didn't know. He was like, "What the hell is a abahadidim?"
No.
I'm not kidding. That really happened recently.
Fucking fucking figure.
Oh my god.
What's an
Yeah, and I was like, and I had to be like, it's a Latin word that means that you're calling names.
I demand everyone listening to this video, if you have direct contact with Keem,
no,
in VC with him, I need you guys to use ad hominem all the time, anytime.
I just wonder how long. Yeah, that would actually. You know what? I agree. Yeah, if you have direct contact with Keem, start using the word ad hominem and just see how long it takes before like he starts using it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Because
I
wonder.
It would be so funny if he uses it the wrong way.
Oh my god, that'd be perfect.
No, also, when you use it and he asks what it is, give him the wrong definition.
Say it means that you're speaking really well of someone.
Yeah.
I just had a thought. Do you think when you use the word ad hominem, his mind immediately went to the Muppet Show where he goes,
yeah. I think it did. I think it did.
God. Oh, Jesus. All right, let's go. Let's go.
The vagina flavor, huh? Ashley responded by saying, laughing out loud, touchy, sir. Maybe he's just trying to be nice.
So if you want to hear a 34-year-old retard...
Smuh.
I'm going to start saying that whenever I read out SMH.
Smuh. Touch me, sir.
Look, Keemstar, you'll never be Bo Blacks. I'll just say it.
God.
Oh, man.
Holy shit.
Oh, God.
You know, actually, yeah, but Keem was the original tweet reader.
He was.
Right?
He's got that.
He was.
He's got that.
He was Twitterverse 1.0.
You know what's funny?
0.0.
Keemstar was Twitterverse 1.0, and Bo Blacks built his channel off of archiving Keemstar stuff. And
my God.
Yeah.
The circle of life, y'all. The circle of life.
God. All right, let's go.
Todd's piss-poor attempts to try and read for your own amusement, DramaAlert is the place to go. And the 34-year-old retard behind this channel calls himself Killer Keemstar. Yes, you heard me right? Not a 14-year-old who calls himself Killer Keemstar, but a 34-year-old adult. And Killer Keemstar is pretty much the most hated man on
Ageism. I don't know that we
Ageism. But also, how much? I didn't know Keem was that much older. When was this video made? 2016.
I think so. Let's see. Let me take a look here.
Keem is. I didn't know Keem was that much
2016.
older than me. Holy shit.
2016.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Keem, you old, bro. Like, I'm telling you that you old.
Hey,
Careful, Jessica. We got an octogenarian.
No, he is our diversity hire, just like all of us are. Everyone except for me is a diversity hire, okay?
Right. Sure. Fair enough.
Get over it, people.
What does that even mean, Jessica? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
You know what it means, and so does Gigi, and so does Peepaw, and so does Seth.
Are you saying?
All of you.
Whoa. Are you saying I'm your token old person?
Yes, and Gigi's my token hippie slash
Jessica,
Hispanic.
you can't say that. Peepa was here before you. He hired you.
Shh! Why you have to? Why you have to be like? Why you gotta? Why you have to go? Why you gotta be all like factual and shit?
I don't know. It's just it's a flaw I have, I guess.
Rude. Let me have my way.
Fair enough. All right, you got it,
Thank
Jessica.
you. Anyways, and you're my token gay, and and Seth is my token Russian or Polish, Scottish person.
You still don't know what she is.
I don't know what she is.
She's a goblin.
I've been asking her over and asking y'all, and nobody wants to tell me. So she is whatever I feel like she is at the time, and today she's my token Russian.
She's a goblin. He's a goblin. He's not Russian.
Yes.
I wonder if she's related to FPS Russian.
I believe that. I believe he could be a goblin for all we know.
Most definitely.
FPS Russia.
Oh my God, that's another one. You don't know him?
He murdered his wife or whatever.
God,
I don't know.
I feel like that kid who like,
allegedly.
I feel like that kid who like gets into a new school in like a different country. Like I feel like I came into a different country, and I'm just now realizing that butterfly clips are actually cute and people wear those, whereas in my country we all think it's cringe.
It's a very roundabout analogy, but I understand what you mean.
Because that's a hashtag facts.
Yeah.
Hashtag facts.
Okay, so let's get on into this video.
Internet right now. So many exposed videos have been made on this guy, right? But they do nothing to him. He's the cockroach of YouTube. He keeps fucking surviving.
God, Riv. My God. Wow. I can't believe he said it. He said the thing.
Yes,
he said the thing. He did the thing. Like, I know that because that's still being said. Holy crap.
Yes.
Wow. Keemstar really is the cockroach of YouTube.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Huh. He really is the dad of YouTube commentary.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
It's Daddy Keem.
Yeah.
Huh.
And hopefully that'll end with this organized attack that's been going on over the past week or two. First Pyrocynical, then Leafy, and now I'm making a video on Keemstar. Listen, I don't want to make a big deal out of this, right? But this many YouTubers of this size making videos calling out Keemstar.
Wait, Leafy had more subscribers than Pyro? Jesus.
Dude, no, this is what, this is what we're saying. Leafy was huge.
Jesus
he was huge
Christ.
on a level that nobody even came close to.
Leafy has more subscribers than that kid that the Fred guy has now.
Yeah.
Then. Oh my God.
Hey,
that's why we were saying.
Look at the screen. He had more subscribers than Grade A and Pyro combined.
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh, well, I don't know math.
He does.
Are we accurate? Okay.
Yeah, if it goes up, if you
because like
simple math is 330. It's
okay,
3,300,000 is around what it would be.
Yeah.
So he's got like 200,000 more than either or both of them combined.
Yeah.
Just back in the Matrix. I don't know why you guys do this to me.
My bad.
Like, did you have to say that? People, I feel like you did that on purpose. People.
Math is going to be the new meme of Clear as Mud.
I'm going to be quiet again for another few minutes while my brain heals.
Old people, we math. What do you want me to say? I am here.
I'm going to be 95 years old.
He's about
math.
Peepaw is a Gen Xer, all right?
Yeah.
The X is like an algebra equation. Yeah. You got to figure it out.
You got to figure out the letter. Yeah.
Play the fucking video. If I hear another math reference, I'm going to
algebraic.
Sudoku.
Yeah, I was going to say. All right.
I can play that though.
All right, here we go.
Realistically, will not happen again, all right? If you hate Keemstar, this is your...
Sorry, really quick. So yeah, that, those guys, this was, so no bones about it. Everybody knew this. It was a coordinated attack because they all wanted to get rid of DJ Killer Keemstar. Yeah. And to be honest with you, at the time, it kind of came out of left field, like in a way that was like, what? Like it wasn't like everybody, like nobody was surprised necessarily, but it was just like, whoa, like, okay, so it's like on like Donkey Kong. That's why Peepaw and us talking before about this, like this is definitely, it has to be the biggest YouTube drama that has ever happened ever and ever will, because there was just so many people involved with it and it was a coordinated thing and they just went so hard after Keem and it, oh boy, did it work.
I want to check something just real quick. I know he privated all that shit. You'll have to help me here, Max.
Okay.
If my memory serves me correctly, the very first punch that was thrown, but was not actually part of this axis of evil here or whatever, right? Came actually from iDubbbz.
Oh yeah. I think you're right. So that is what kicked it off. Was because
iDubbbz made the
famous video.
Yes, made a content cop on Keemstar, and Keemstar handled it fairly well. He really did.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. He actually,
all right.
because he didn't overreact or whatever. He's like, hey,
he didn't spurg.
He didn't spurg. Like, he handled it.
Not in this one.
Probably as properly as he possibly could. But he did take some damage, right? It was not without, he lost some subs and he lost a little bit of his power base or whatever, right? And these three guys said, hey, he's wounded. Let's go in for the kill.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm sure at some point we'll get into this because I remember specifically that Grade A gave people an alternative place or channel to go to. And so they're like, leave Keem, but go to this person.
Go here.
And when they did that, and not just Grade A, but Leafy,
Pyro did it.
Leafy and Pyro, they all did it, and which was Scarce. And Scarce skyrocketed past subs and everything than where Keem was at the time.
And if you're asking who Scarce is, it doesn't matter. He's a
boring all the time.
He's a boring news person. Is all you need to know. He's basically Keemstar minus the entertainment.
Yeah,
is really what Scarce was. So
the difference was he was a decent guy. He didn't do things. He didn't do maliciousness and stuff, and he didn't start stuff. He just reported on stuff. Keemstar
pure facts.
Keemstar would actually go out and start stuff.
And it was so funny too, because the biggest complaint that everybody always had for Scarce was that he wasn't entertaining, and his take on everything was, I don't know, guys, that's kind of crazy. Like he would say that about everything.
Yeah.
So he was just really milquetoast. Like he was just like a fence sitter and milquetoast, and he would just present the news. And arguably, he was probably the best version of that.
Yes.
But it just didn't last because I think he retired. Honestly, he just made his bag and left.
No, that's not what happened.
I don't remember. I wasn't there.
So here's what the thing. So, when Scarce, do we really want to get into this right now, or do we want to
I don't know if we want to. Yeah, I don't know. That might
be kind of a story. So,
I don't know.
Right. Let's just continue with this. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole. So,
but listen, before I get into how to stop him, let's just quickly go over Keem's cunty cancerous history online and show you pretty much all the shitty things he's done in the past. And cause we're talking about the shitty things that Keemstar has done, this might take a while. So grab your popcorn and let's get started. What? Keemstar a pedo? Excuse me? Now listen, this is a fucking long story and it's got a lot of details, right? But Keemstar's a dickhead and I want to make sure I don't fuck this story up. So yes, this is a long story, but bear in mind that whilst I'm telling all of this, everything is leading up to the theory that Keemstar himself is a fucking pedophile. Now listen, there's a reason why you always see these two ugly bastards in my videos all the time, and not me, right? Because not only am I fucking gorgeous in real life, and my Instagram always blows up from all the ladies who want to slide in my DMs right after, but I also value my fucking privacy. And because of this, I don't make a big deal out of showing my face. Do you know what I mean? As a matter of fact, right, I actually did let people know that I was Grade to a small group of people on my Facebook at one time, and I later regretted it. Because I never thought I'd get big on YouTube and that I would later value my privacy. YouTube is an industry where there is plenty of reason to value your privacy. Like fucking stalkers. The stalkers are a real thing here. So even though I did make my identity public on some small scale, it's nice to know that those people who knew my identity had some class and respected my privacy and didn't go and try and expose my face to the internet. But Keemstar's not a classy guy, right? He's a cunt. Instead of respecting a YouTuber's privacy, he did the exact opposite to another popular YouTuber who doesn't like showing his face, Pyrocynical, by showing his face on his Twitter as much as he could. Now listen, kind of like myself,
we have to, I feel like we kind of have to stop here and we kind of have to correct this narrative a little bit.
Okay. See, and this is where things start to get a little bit see, here's the thing, right?
Uh-huh.
I kind of believe, as somebody who is a defender of Keem, because this was the call to action for me. Yeah. Not this video in particular, but this entire thing. This is where I came into things in commentary. And I came in, with my defense of Keemstar, mostly just about the N-word thing and a few other things too. I kind of, talk about it. But the pyrocynical thing was something I didn't touch because I didn't know too much about it. It was kind of a developing story at the time. But Peepaw's right. We do have to correct the narrative a little bit because this was actually a false narrative. And maybe we have different reasoning for that. But Pyrocynical's face was out there, was public.
Yes, it was.
You could literally Google his name, Pyrocynical, and you would find, like, the first image that would pop up was a picture of Pyrocynical. And that wasn't like it was leaked or anything like that. It was like, I think he like posted it somewhere. And so it just like kind of,
and it
was a thing.
And because it just got propagated because that's the way the internet works, right?
Right. So it was, so it is true that Keemstar was tweeting that out, but all of these guys, Grade A, Leafy, and Pyro were all running with the narrative that his face was not public and Keemstar doing this was face doxing.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, I guess you could make the argument it's kind of a gray area because it was out there publicly already.
So
it's a dick move, I guess.
Yeah, and
that's really what it is.
He's already showed the whole racial stuff, right? Which that is factual. There's no
that happened.
That happened. And Keem had already apologized for this, right? But it didn't matter because the whole thing was they, as Grade A said in his video, they wanted to destroy him. They looked at him as a cancer because, again, remember when Grade A, originally in one of his earlier videos, he talked about there was good drama and there was evil drama. They looked at Keemstar as evil drama. They wanted him gone. Now, the ironic thing about all this is Grade A throwing his lot in with Leafy, with knowing what his quote moral stance was on drama, because Leafy was the biggest perpetrator of bullying, harassment, just mocking people with these days,
let's not gloss over the harassment. It was full blown targeted, sending his audience to people harassment.
Yes,
and these people were not nice. They were very vicious.
But at the time, there was zero things in place to deal with it because YouTube had never had to deal with these things.
Yeah, they weren't even aware, like a lot of times, of how it was happening to some people. It was just such a new.
Some people dealt with Leafy doing a video on them well, right? Mm-hmm. They ran with it, they had fun with it, and used it to boost their own, I guess, legacy, right? Because they're still a perfect example would be the whole thing with like Mr. Black Darkness 666.
Yeah,
he still to this day makes content.
Off of the back of that.
Off the back, he springboarded it, right?
His thing with Leafy.
Yeah. Another one that the same thing was Tommy NC 2010 was a person that Leafy made fun of. Now that one actually hurt Leafy because Tommy was on the spectrum. He's autistic, and he made fun of him. And then when it came out. He got quite a bit of blowback on that one, and he actually had to make it. He did an apology video and everything.
It was Leafy's reputation of at this point was very well known for he went after mentally, actually legitimately mentally disabled people.
Yeah,
and he went after children.
Yeah,
so that was that was his bread, and then obviously just freaks in general.
Yeah.
So but lots of lore, man. There's lots of lore. This is why I think looking at Grade A is so interesting because he's like a trunk of the tree that branched out into all these other little dramas because it was all orbiting around him.
Yeah. But back to this one, Keemstar did not expose Pyrocynical's face. This was a what they call it these days, a gay op. So
a kayfabe.
Cynical has also shown his face on some small scale in the past. But for fuck's sake, why is Keem spitefully showing the face of another big YouTuber? Does he not see that as a scummy thing to do? What does he gain out of it? Why is he doing this? Well, if you go on Keem's Twitter, his main response to this is, Why shouldn't I show it to people? Just do a Google search. Pyro's face is public. Now listen, yes, Pyro's face is on Google, right? But so are your fucking docs, Keem, containing your name, age, home address, and your fucking phone number.
Daniel Keem called us on Saturday describing what happened inside his home on North Main Street.
I was just absolutely...
Wow.
Yeah. See, this is the thing, and this is where it started getting a little shaky for me when I was first watching this too. Because, like, you know, I had some reverence for Keem, and it wasn't anything to do with him shouting me out, because at that time he hadn't shouted me out yet. And I remember watching this and going like, oh my God, like I remember even at that point when, you know, doxing not that big of a, like big deal, but like not talked about very much. Like, you know, even at that point, I remember just being like, like again, it's that grade A, like really low. It's like high, and then just like so low. It's like, whoa, dude, like, whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that took a turn.
It's weird, right? It's like it's all happy, funny, and then just like bam, like what? Why are we here now? Why are we?
Yeah,
you know.
It just seemed like it went from this is a funny guy to whoa. Yeah.
See, and look at the text on the screen too. Yeah, look at the text on the screen now. He said so because Grade A put this on. He says this is what happened back in the day when someone got a hold of Keems's docs for the first time. He's breaching someone else's privacy, which is a scumbag move.
Yeah.
So like he's, man.
Called us on Saturday describing what happened inside his home on North Main Street.
I was just absolutely, you know, shocked and scared and, you know, in a panic, shaking.
Keem tells us what he does online could make him a target.
And just like Pyrocynical's face, they're only a very simple Google search away too. But you don't see anyone bringing attention to that, do you?
Well, I mean,
whoops.
You just, okay.
Oh, don't worry. You see that? You see that? Whoops. That's where I'm like that. It turned into like because if you any idea that it was a joke before that, I remember watching and being like, "That's not a joke."
Yeah.
He just did that.
Yes.
He. I mean, basically, he just like kind of doxed Keem.
You know what he did?
Like he didn't. He didn't, but he kind of did.
You know what he did?
Yeah.
He SS sniper wolfed him.
Yes. Yes, he did. Yeah, he did.
Ooh. I was hoping we would get that reference in. I tried earlier, it just didn't work out, but hey!
Yeah, right.
Right? Me bringing attention to Keem's docs isn't a problem, right? Because Keem himself says that it's perfectly fine to do. So I'm sure he doesn't care, right? Listen, this hits home with me personally, right? And I think Keem is a fucking dick because of this, and it's hard for me to respect him on any level after he does something like that. In the same way that Pyro doesn't want you showing his face, right? I don't think you would want people bringing attention to your docs, would you? You fucking twat! Go ahead. I'm sure everyone knows this, right? But another super shitty thing that Keemstar's done in the past is falsely accuse an innocent 62-year-old man of being a pedophile.
Well, I guess this is the drama alert effect. Are you seeing this shit?
This led to him being harassed by Keemstar's fans so fucking much to the point where he was reduced to tears.
And my real friends know who and what I am.
God, this is so sad.
They stuck by me. Thank you very much for everything. Now, everybody in the world knows my real name's Tony Ray Winchester. I'm 62.
All because of Keem's...
I feel like I have to talk here for a moment.
Sure. Yeah, explain this too, because people don't know.
Okay.
He doesn't really do a great job of explaining this.
So at the time, Drama Alert did a story on RS Glory and Gold. Because a couple of Keemstar's, quote, news team guys identified RS Glory and Gold as this convicted sex offender. Mm-hmm. And the way that they confirmed and identified this was he looked like the person's mugshot. That was it, right? And they gave the story with it. Keem did not verify it, and he ran the story. And he was live and streaming. And people started saying, and people went when that Drama Alert story ran, they went over to RS Glory and they went after him in his stream. Now this was a 62-year-old man who had a very small, following. He maybe he had hell, I don't know, a rough estimate. I'll be generous at the time. Maybe 20 people watched him or something, right?
Yeah.
Because he had just got started. He just started streaming and stuff, right? And the Keemstar fans flooded in there, and it went from, like basically nothing to like hundreds of people, and they were all calling him the P word and stuff, right?
Gosh.
And so this guy was basically forced into identifying who he really was, what his real name was, because these people were relentless. And he was a boomer who didn't know anything other than.
I think I remember Keemstar and the content nukes. Keemstar and Ethan's content nukes.
Yes.
So I remember this.
Yeah.
And I think me and you people kind of have the same idea of this guy. Like that happened. That happened, and that was bad. But the way he went.
Oh, really?
I don't know. So here's the deal. Keemstar felt horrible. He tried to do everything he could to make amends with Tony. Offered him money. Tony said all he wanted was to be friends with him. Keemstar actually traveled out to, because he was from the St. Louis, Missouri area. Went out there to hang out with him and stuff. Tony basically stood him up, didn't want anything to do with him. And what would happen is ever so many, like maybe a year to a year and a half, something like that, his viewership and his subs and stuff would kind of die down. And then he would start going into the story about how Keemstar ruined his life. It was a repeating cycle. And then you would have people like Grade A and them that would drag it back up. You would have people like H3 that would drag it back up and stuff. And he milked.
They want to get it on Keem.
He milked. And here's the thing. When Tony was dying of cancer, right? He still was there talking about how Keem's fans were harassing and coming. Keem never taught. I mean, it was horrific. Yeah.
And he was one of those things where it's like, Keem went pretty hard. Yeah. I mean, pretty hard against the person that he thought was a P word.
Yeah.
But the moment, and I'm saying like because I remember that breaking on Twitter and all that, and like the whole fallout. Yeah. Literally, Keem, you saw it on Keem's face. He was like, "I messed up.
Yeah,
I messed up.
Apologize.
This was really, really bad. I messed up." Profusely.
I actually have
hands and knees
on my YouTube channel. I actually have one or two videos that I did about the situation, where I have document because he constantly wanted to say one of the things that I uncovered when I did some deep diving into this. The video is horrible because I'm horrible at making videos, but he had a lot of beef. With a lot of, like, he had beef with Ice Poseidon and his crew, right?
Yeah.
He had beef because he was always playing the RS, was it RuneScape, right? He actually had beef with the devs and the manufacturers that he got into a big, because he got an ego about him, about how he was like, basically, he felt like he was the biggest RuneScape guild leader and all this other stuff. There was some, I covered all of it. I had all the, I had one of the inside people with RS Glory and Gold who came to me and gave me lots of information, and basically what it was. And I asked him because I had a theory of what it was, and he confirmed that RS Glory and Gold, Ray Winchester, really wasn't, especially when he got on, because like I say, he started streaming stuff when he was 62. He had just retired from being a front desk person, I think at a hotel, if I remember correctly. And so he started doing this because he had his nephews and them were kind of playing RuneScape, so that's what he started doing and was streaming it. Well, his nephews and stuff actually wound up moving in with him and were kind of, I think, basically living off of what his earnings were, because after the Keemstar thing happened, he got a lot of support and following and stuff, right? But ever so often they would tell him, we need to bring up and they would actually feed him what to say and what to do and how to interact and do things against Keemstar to get it kicked back up and stirred back up, because that drama would draw people back into watching him again, right? Because he'd start to bicker back up and people would remember, because then it would draw back up the whole false allegations and everything.
I didn't know any of that.
Oh yeah, he was.
Oh yeah, no, that, like I said, I know about that because of the content nukes that Keem and Ethan did.
Oh, and he was fine, and he was fine with Ethan because Ethan came in, and all of Ethan's fans came in, and you go out there and look. I went and looked at his like social blades and stuff. My videos, I go through all of it. His subscriber went through the roof. The amount of donations and monies and stuff that he got was unbelievable. Every time this stuff happened. So his family, whatever, the guy I talked with, it was like was kind of in there from the get-go before his nephews or any of those guys came into the picture, kind of was helping him, like basically like producing for him, kind of helping things, managing things, whatever. He was kicked out because he kept telling Tony, you don't need to keep doing this. It's going to hurt you in the long run, right? To keep milking this thing. And his nephews and them ousted him, ran him out because because he was telling them to stop.
They wanted it,
and they wanted it. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So again, it happened. He got the story wrong, but it was something that they continued to whip him about it over after the fact that it wasn't warranted. It wasn't deserved.
Because again, it wasn't like Keemstar doubled down and said, "No, I know for certain that this is the okay." Yeah. I should clarify, there is a little bit of a caveat there. He was on stream when he found out, and so he did the Keemstar thing, which is like, I can't be wrong, that's impossible. And then so he was saying that, and it took like 5 minutes, and then he pulled up the actual guy's channel, and he looked and he verified it, and then that was when it switched, and he was like, oh no.
Yeah, he got pissed. No. He got pissed.
Yeah, he was really mad. I mean, like, and it's so funny because I didn't even think about the concept of him having a news team at that time. I mean, he still does, and all that, but like it's just funny because like he's still okay. 20. I don't know what it is. Something like my 2016 self right now is like screaming out that I need to say this.
Yeah.
Because people need to hear this. If you have a news team and they mess up, it is not your news team's fault. It is your fault. It's both of your fault, to be honest. But it is your fault because you're the person who put that out.
The buck
that was the one thing
you,
that I had
right?
against Keem at that point.
And
I knew that at the time, and it was the only thing that I really had where I was like, yeah, that was wrong. Come on, Keem. Because he would do that constantly. He would get something wrong, and then he would blame his news team for it. And I'm like, sorry, Keem, that's not good enough. You can't, you are the guy. So, wasn't blameless, I guess.
I know that was kind of a long segment there, but there was so much there that I felt like needed to be addressed and dealt with because up until the day that Tony died, I think finally Tony was like basically like within the last hours of his life. And
he was milking it.
No, him and Keem talked. And Tony, basically one of his dying things was he forgave Keemstar for everything.
Oh.
And so Keemstar kind of got some, hopefully
closure.
No one ever brings this shit up again. But
doubt, texted out on that.
Oh, somebody
aren't we bringing it up right now?
No.
Oh no, we are. Oh god. Yeah, exactly. Right. No, but yeah, I mean, this is what's interesting though, right? Is like, okay, so of the points so far that Grade A has presented in this video, and we're halfway through it.
Yeah.
We have just kind of like taken them down. Like, no, fair enough. Yeah. This one was actually legitimately a mess up. Like, this is no bones about it,
100%.
But again, you're talking about a level of degrees, and it's not like Keem was out here. Like, he made a mistake. It wasn't like he was trying to do this intentionally to this guy.
Yeah.
So.
And he apologized. And he offered money. He tried to do everything he could.
He tried everything.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So
just wouldn't have it.
There we go.
Dog shit reporting and his false paedophile accusations, which is not only irresponsible as fuck and a shitty thing to do, right, but it's fucking illegal, as is Keemstar's fucking vigilantism. Listen, you are not the fucking police, you illiterate man-child, so stop trying to be.
Now, false paedophile. I will say this. I agree with Grade A's statement there, and that statement goes for every one of these people out here that want to be the next big guy to try to bust somebody for some sort of sexual misdeeds, whatever.
Yeah.
If you think, I'm going to say this, I've said this, and I'll keep saying this. If you are in possession of some sort of evidence of some sort of misdeeds, go to law enforcement. Let them deal with it. If it's found to be valid and there's charges filed and there's court documentation to back up everything, then guess what? Report your little heart out about it. I could care less.
Yeah, Mama Max, you know what screams louder than a YouTube video? A police report. Yeah.
Bam. Got him. Yeah.
Add that to the toilet.
That's another quote.
But that statement that he says there still rings true. The statement that he made towards Keemstar is factual. And it rings true to this day.
But here's what's really ironic to me, because that was a part of the conversation that I had with Keem that got us on the outs to begin with. That's a whole other fucking story. I don't want to go into it. But pretty much somebody came to me and they told me that there was some sort of illegal activity happen and there was a potential that somebody could get hurt. So I went to Keem with this and told him, hey, somebody told me this and they told me to tell you because I have contact with you. And we got into a back and forth and that became a whole thing. So anyway, I bring that up just to say that like Keem literally at this time, because that only happened like maybe a few weeks after this, honestly. He was saying Keemstar told me that if there was any sort of like actual, crimes being committed, that I needed to go to the police. So again, false framing in terms of Grade, because I don't really think that like Keemstar was acting like a vigilante. I would not frame Drama Alert at that time as that,
well, okay, if you're reporting that this former whatever, and the guy was there was a person that they were referenced that was a convicted offender, right?
Yeah.
And they just said, well,
that was real.
That was real. They just said that Tony Winchester looked like him, which he didn't, right?
Yeah.
That was a problem, right? So
they got the person wrong. Yeah.
So in that sense, there was some vigilanteism there, but I mean, I'm okay. We can agree to disagree, and that's fine.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I guess I'm saying something.
But at the end of the day,
oh boy,
that's a yikes for me, dog.
You're gonna make me edit in more tipster. Oh shit!
Let's continue on with the video.
Copying.
Accusations are a very serious problem.
Go ahead.
Literally killed themselves over it. Now, this is especially important with Keemstar. Just listen to all of this. In May 2013, there was a guy in Britain called Stephen Rotherham who got falsely accused of being a paedophile on the internet, right? On top of that, his privacy got shit on, like his real name and other information came out as well. The combination of the false paedophile allegations and his privacy being shit on made him take his fucking life. Remember this, okay?
Grade, that has nothing to do with Keemstar. Why are you bringing it up?
False equivalency. That's why it's
a false equivalency.
He's building a straw man argument.
Right. It's so disappointing.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing. Why? Because the thing is, like I think that Keem could have been taken to task by these people.
Sure.
I mean, literally. Content Cop had done it. Like iDubbbz did that. And I think everything that iDubbbz said was valid, you know? But this is not.
They were going for they were doing sensationalism journalism, and they were using buzzwords to hype up, because again, they were going after life ruination. They were the very things that previous videos that GradeAUnderA that we watched and seen that he was against, he actively engaged in.
It was a weird heel turn. And it was so funny because like I think the reason why they did it is because they thought that like, well, Keem is the biggest heel of them all. Like he's the biggest bad guy out there. So like we could do anything and we're not gonna get any flack.
Don't you remember the reasoning and justification at the time was because they said that Keem was out here talking behind their backs and was spreading falsities about them, and he was trying to ruin them. But when Leafy came back, I remember this, because when Leafy kind of came back and what have you, Keem got him on Drama Alert, right? When everybody was shocked because, I mean, they hated each other.
Nowhere.
And so he said, why, back in 2016, why did you do it? Leafy said, because we made money with it.
Yeah.
So the whole reason why those guys did this, Leafy, Pyro, GradeAUnderA, it wasn't because necessarily I don't think they really expected to kill off Keemstar and his channel. They just wanted to make a bag grab, and
they saw how many views. Yeah, they
Mhm.
saw how many views iDubbbz got, and they went, "We want a slice of that."
Yep, and so they just grabbed the money.
That was it.
That's all it boiled down to, and that was Leafy's own words. That interview, I'm pretty sure, is still up on Drama Alert to this day. Q, insert that comment, that statement here.
When you and Grade backstabbed me, we were good friends, and well, you guys decided to make some YouTube revenue and make exposed videos on me. Now, Grade, he's been missing as well. Do you know what happened to Grade?
I talk to him every now and then. I know he bought a house, but I can't. I mean, I don't want to speak on his behalf. He doesn't really like talking about YouTube too much. You know, it's been over a year, so whenever we talk, we usually don't talk about YouTube related.
I know we spoke privately about this, and that's how we're even doing this interview. And you know, we've made peace. But you know, for the public's sake, you know, why did you backstab me? In your words.
I mean, how can I reasonably justify this? I mean, AdSense was at an all-time high, but
I think that pretty much answered the question.
But Keems learnt his lesson though, right? After having falsely accused an innocent man of being a paedophile, and after how apologetic Keem seemed to be,
he wrongly accused the guy of being a pedophile. How do you know it is not the same guy? What is your evidence? Hold on 1 second, alright? I'm gonna fucking check this right now. Can you... No. I'm fucking livid! I've never gotten a story wrong. It's always been someone on my fucking team. I know it's my team that got it wrong, but I'm the one that has to take the responsibility. Even though it's really not my fault, it lands on me. He's streaming right now, right? He's poor.
Because
I'm paying this dude $1,000.
I don't want his money.
Motherfucker. Fuck, I just want to... Dude, I want to die. Like, I want to die, that poor old guy. Fuck. This reaction is so fake. Okay.
You would think that he'd be super careful to make sure it doesn't happen again, right?
Deceptive editing.
Wrong!
You know?
He's still going around implyingly accusing people of being pedophiles intentionally. And he's doing it to Pyro Cynical. Listen, Keem got a tip-off that Pyro Cynical was talking to a girl in Twitter.
This is another huge thing, but this is not as huge as like this whole Keemstar thing, right? But it's interesting where this is kind of like towards the beginning era of like this whole Pyro, you know, because this is the French girl, right? He's talking about.
What if I told you I have in my possession an interview with the French girl that Keemstar did?
Really?
Yeah.
Like, is it public? Is that public, or is that like was it deleted or something?
No, it's public.
Oh.
And I have a copy.
I didn't know that.
I'll let you. I'll get to and let you listen to it. But here's the bottom line on this. I'll give you real detail because you probably didn't know this, so I'm going to step in here for a second.
Sure.
So the TLDR on this was there was a story going around that Pyro was involved with this underage French girl was the label that was affixed to this girl. Turns out that wasn't really a thing. They kind of talked a little bit and what have you, but there was nothing ever there that occurred. There was a little bit of flirtation, I think. But what really happened was there was a guy that was in this fringe group who was another creator that actually did hurt this girl, in physical ways, psychological ways, emotionally. He really hurt this girl bad. Now, when I got the interview and stuff, there was an ongoing criminal investigation. This guy was had charges faced against him. The thing about this interview because he finally got this girl to interview with him, Keemstar did. And it was still sad because Keemstar still kept pushing her to try to basically portray his narrative about stuff, and she wouldn't do it because that's not what the truth was. And you could tell that she wanted to tell, and she kept telling whatever, We actually covered it on Clear as Mud back in the day. Me and Banana did. Went over the everything. Yeah. So
this, because it's just interesting because this dovetailed into like a whole slew of other things with a bunch of different people.
Yeah, it got wild.
For the purposes of this, though, I kind of think this is a little bit in the weeds, so we should probably just like try to skip this section of the video because it's not really
okay. There was because of this, there was recently a thing that popped back up again, where there was a lot of credibility concerning Pyro and what. Again, not anything that I think necessarily he was doing, was just the fact of him being aware of other things that were going on involving stuff.
Yeah.
And he and Colossal and Nerd City have a podcast together, and there may be one other person on there. Colossal said that they were going to discuss on that podcast. People are still going after him because they have the tweet where Colossal said, "We will be talking about this whole situation." And that was been months ago, and they've yet to talk about it. But it's still from this whole, anyway.
Pyrocynical talking to a 15-year-old girl as if it's the worst thing on earth, right? When Keemstar himself had a girl of the exact same age, 15 years old, get naked for him on a live stream. What?
Oh, what if they find out about my past?
What the fuck is Keem smoking? But this literally happened. By the way, right, all credit to Joey Salads for this investigative gem, right? Again, on August the 14th, 2010, a 15-year-old girl got on DJ Keemstar's Blog TV stream and had pieces of paper saying "I love Keemstar" covering her and her, i.e. her cooch, I believe is the medical term. And as if that wasn't bad enough, right? She then turns around and shows her bare naked underage, i.e. her Keemstar, I believe is the medical term. Now listen, obviously
I'm pretty sure that was proven to be false too.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I mean, and again, the context also being too that, of course, like if it happened on a live stream, there's no way of knowing what the age of a person in that position is. So it's like, it's not really here's the problem, right? Is obviously what Grade A is trying to do in this video is I think purposefully trying to lay at Keemstar's feet all the things that he perceives that Keemstar likes to do himself. The problem is that Grade A knows what he's doing. Whenever Keem messed up or made a mistake, it was because he didn't know better, usually. Sure, he was vindictive. It's not like he was never, he wasn't vicious, to certain people. But at least a lot of the things, all of the things that he was talking about in this video, though, it's like, it's either that didn't actually happen that way, it wasn't actually Keem's fault, or Keem just got it wrong. Like, it wasn't like he was being malicious or anything like that. So to use that to be that he's anything is just like it's just crap. It's just bullshit, It's great. It's just talking shit. Yeah. So Gigi, since you're still here, just really quick, before we go, you've been kind of you haven't talked too much in this. What's your view of Grade A at this point? What do you think?
I'm trying to put myself in the 2016 mindset, and I'm conflicted in that I do remember not being a big Keemstar fan at this time. At this time, I still consider him to be a rape apologist for reasons that we may get into at some future date or not.
Okay.
And I'm somewhat there's a part of me that's like, okay, so what we're saying is that at the time, people were looking at Keemstar like this is the toxic undercurrent of the community, and if we can just get rid of him, then everything will be fine. And we never did. Therefore, it's the pillar of the community today. And so I'm kind of so there was a bunch that I didn't know the specifics of, but it's just kind of part of me is oh, it's kind of always been this way. So sometimes when we talk about the heyday of commentary, I just don't know that it was that different. Except that
that's fair. It is same as it ever was. That is fair. A lot of the things that are happening right now have always been.
For sure. I will say, though, that looking at those pictures earlier of PewDiePie and Markiplier and Santoro. I'm like,
Santoro.
man, we all used to look really clean before the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
Like, we used to all look a lot more put together, and the pandemic happened, and just like collectively as a species, we're like,
Everything's about baggy clothes now. Yeah.
And a 5 o'clock shadow, and like, and much longer hair than is advisable in a lot of cases. It's interesting. So it's a nice time capsule that we're doing.
Yeah. Shout out to our members, the Goblin Crew. We got Echo Tragedy, Joe AK, Mr. Brainmum, Leia, Simon Goj, Voltage Mike, Mame S, Trippy Savage. Hey, shout out to Trippy Savage. He made a really good video recently.
Yes, he did.
K-Huck and Pigeon Salad. Thank you all for being a part of the Goblin Crew. If you want to be a part of the Goblin Crew too, it is $9.99 a month. Sign up and you can get shouted out at the end of the videos. You can also become a Mud Pie and get access to our Discords and all that stuff and become a Mudslinger. It's only $2.99 or what is it? No, it's $1.99.
$1.99.
Sign up as a Mudslinger,
yeah.
and you can watch videos before they're live and engage in our members only streams and stuff like that. So go be a member today. And yeah, I'm excited. It's a long one. It's a long trek to get through all this grade A stuff, but I feel like it is kind of like commentary boot camp. I think it's important context to know for a lot of the bigger players that are still out there.
A lot of YouTube history and lore for people who weren't around at the beginning of it, especially if you want to know how YouTube got to what it looks like today. Like, these are a lot of the things that affected everybody, even though it was like it wasn't isolated to the commentary community. It definitely rippled out.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, I agree. All right, and for you guys at home, if you guys want to check out the next episode of this, it'll come around eventually. So please make sure to keep your powder dry, and we shall see you in those funny papers or in MS Paint, I guess, for this one. So bye.